Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from SABA Satellite Channel. From here are tonight's top stories.
President Al-Alimi praises armed forces' vigilance in deterring terrorist militia aggression.
Shura Council condemns Houthi militias' escalation and threats against Saudi Arabia.
And Transport Ministry reviews Ghana port approval procedures.
Welcome back. President of the Presidential Leadership Council and Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Dr. Rashad Al-Alimi, held a phone call with PLC member Tariq Saleh to review battlefield developments on the West Coast front. The call came following the successful response by National Resistance Forces to an attack launched by the Iran-backed Houthi militia south of the Hudaydah. President Al-Alimi received a briefing from Tariq Saleh on the clashes between National Resistance units and Houthi fighters. According to the briefing, National Resistance Forces successfully repelled infiltration attempts into forward positions, forcing Houthi elements to retreat after suffering heavy casualties.
President Al-Alimi praised the high level of vigilance, discipline, and combat readiness demonstrated by National Resistance Forces and all military formations deployed across various fronts. He said this fighting spirit remains a strong defense against hostile Houthi attempts to undermine security and stability in Yemen. The President stressed the importance of maintaining the highest levels of readiness and strengthen coordination among military units to preserve frontline unity and repel hostile attacks.
President of the Presidential Leadership Council, Dr. Rashad Al-Alimi, sent a congratulatory cable to Algerian President Abdelmadjid Tebboune on the occasion of Algeria's independence anniversary. In the message, President Al-Alimi conveyed on behalf of himself, members of the Presidential Leadership Council and the government, his sincere congratulations and best wishes to President Tebboune. He wished the Algerian president good health and happiness and expressed hopes for continued progress and prosperity for the government and people of Algeria. President Al-Alimi also expressed his wishes for further growth and development in bilateral relations between the two brotherly countries. He praised Algeria's steadfast support for Yemen, its people, and political leadership. The president also commended Algeria's continued support for Yemen's efforts to restore state institutions and end the coup by the Iran-backed Houthi militia.
Member of the Presidential Leadership Council, Abdurrahman Al-Muharrami, reviewed security developments in the liberated governorates and ongoing efforts to strengthen security and stability. During a meeting with the Interior Minister, Major General Ibrahim Haidan, Al-Muharrami received a detailed briefing on the performance of the ministry and security agencies, as well as key challenges facing security operations. He also reviewed the work of the Higher Administrative Committee tasked with assessing, organizing, and evaluating human resources within the Interior Ministry. Al-Muharrami praised the committee's efforts in integrating security units, reorganizing formations, and unifying financial, administrative, and operational structures to improve institutional performance and enhance security readiness. The meeting also discussed efforts to combat terrorism, organized crime, and smuggling, along with ways to strengthen coordination among security agencies. Al-Muharrami stressed the need to enhance security operations and improve joint coordination among relevant authorities to address current security challenges and preserve recent gains. For his part, Minister Haidan reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to implementing plans and programs aimed at strengthening security and improving institutional performance across the liberated governorates.
Shura Council strongly condemned and denounced what it described as dangerous escalation and threats issued by the Iran-backed Houthi militia against Saudi Arabia. In a statement, the Council said the threats reflect the militia's continued hostile behavior and systematic efforts to undermine peace initiatives and destabilize Yemen and the wider region. The Council said the threats further demonstrate the militia's complete alignment with the Iranian agenda and its continued exploitation of state institutions and resources under its control to serve external interests. According to the statement, the Houthis have constantly obstructed regional and international initiatives aimed at ending the war and achieving peace, including efforts led by Saudi Arabia and regional partners. The Council said that instead of engaging positively with peace efforts, the militia has continued military escalation, targeted maritime navigation and international trade, and contributed to deepening Yemen's economic and humanitarian crises. It warned that threats against Saudi Arabia go beyond bilateral concerns and represent a direct threat to Arab national security, as well as regional and international stability. The Shura Council praised Saudi Arabia's continued support for Yemen's constitutional legitimacy and its efforts to advance peace, stability, and development. The Council also held Iran and the Houthi militia fully responsible for the consequences of ongoing escalation and called on the international community to take stronger action.
Interior Minister Major General Ibrahim Haidan met with Charge de Affairs of the Chinese Embassy in Yemen, Shaoxing, to discuss ways to strengthen security cooperation. Minister Haidan praised the support provided by the Chinese government to the Interior Ministry and its backing for Yemen's efforts to enhance security and stability. He stressed the importance of expanding security cooperation to improve institutional efficiency and strengthen the performance of security agencies. The Interior Minister also highlighted the importance of enhancing cooperation in maritime security, as well as training and capacity building for ministry personnel. He said these efforts would strengthen the ministry's ability to protect shared interests and address common security challenges. For his part, Shaoxing reaffirmed China's support for Yemen's security and stability. He also stressed Beijing's commitment to continued cooperation and coordination with Yemen's Interior Ministry to further strengthen bilateral relations and expand partnership, particularly in the security sector.
Minister of Public Health and Population Dr. Qasim Buhaibih met with a delegation from Al Basra International Foundation to discuss expanding cooperation in specialized healthcare services, particularly eye care. The delegation included Foundation Representative Ammar Anwar, Executive Director Fahmi Al-Akbari, Mecca Eye Hospital Director Dr. Muhammad Al-Umari, and Medical Affairs Director Dr. Muhannad Kamaluddin. During the meeting, the Foundation's team reviewed its medical and humanitarian activities in ophthalmology across several governorates. The presentation highlighted diagnostic, treatment, and surgical services, along with training and capacity building programs. The Foundation also outlined future plans to localize advanced eye care specialties in Yemen to strengthen the healthcare sector and reduce the need for treatment abroad. Dr. Buhaibih praised the humanitarian and medical role of Al Basra International Foundation, commending its clear vision, quality programs, and sustainable approach to healthcare delivery. He stressed the ministry's commitment to strengthening partnerships with qualified charitable and medical institutions to expand specialized healthcare services and enhance cooperation between public, private, and charitable sectors. The minister noted that combating blindness and reducing its causes remain key healthcare priorities, requiring coordinated efforts and high professional standards.
Transport Minister Mohsen Al-Umari chaired a meeting in Aden to review procedures related to the approval of the Ghana Port project in Shabwa. The meeting included the technical committee assigned under Ministerial Decision number 28 of 2026 and focused on legal and technical procedures required for establishing the port. Discussions covered compliance with national port regulations and Yemen's port strategy, which defines the rules of commercial and specialized ports, along with operational and development frameworks. The meeting also reviewed previous project phases, technical studies, and design plans. Officials said the project aims to improve public revenues, enhance efficiency in Yemen's ports, and help reduce smuggling by regulating maritime and commercial activities under approved legal frameworks. The meeting also addressed plans to expand Mukalla port and ways to boost its operational capacity to accommodate expected growth in trade. Minister Al-Umari stressed the importance of completing all official procedures for approving the Ghana Port project in line with legal and technical standards. He said developing economic infrastructure and expanding commercial hubs across governorates remain key to improving public revenues and strengthening the investment environment. The minister directed the committee to arrange a joint meeting with local authorities in Shabwa, the Arab Seaports Corporation, and the ministry's tender committee to review completed procedures and finalize remaining requirements.
A new escalation in Yemen is raising serious concerns over the future of peace efforts. An Iranian aircraft has entered Yemeni airspace and landed in Sana'a, in what the internationally recognized government sees as a blatant violation of Yemen's sovereignty and a dangerous escalation of Iranian interference. More details in the following report.
The arrival of an Iranian aircraft in Sana'a marks a dangerous escalation in Yemen's long-running conflict. For Yemen's legitimate government, it's a direct violation of national sovereignty and another sign of growing Iranian influence inside Houthi-controlled areas. The message is clear. Tehran continues to use Yemen as a strategic pressure card in the region, and the Houthi remains a central arm of that strategy. The timing is particularly significant. The incident comes as diplomatic efforts continue to push for de-escalation and a political settlement. But this latest move sends the opposite signal: escalation, not compromise; pressure, not peace. Soon after the aircraft landed, Houthis' rhetoric escalated further. The group issued direct threats against Saudi Arabia, warning of attacks on airports and strategic targets. This marks a sharp return to the language of confrontation. Analysts say these threats are not merely political messaging. They reflect deliberate attempt to raise pressure on regional players and strengthen Houthis' negotiations position through escalation. But the consequences could be severe. Saudi Arabia has led key efforts to support calm and advance peace talks. Targeting the kingdom politically or militarily risks collapsing fragile diplomatic progress. The danger extends beyond Yemen. Any escalation threatens regional security, particularly in the Red Sea and Bab el-Mandeb. These are critical corridors for global trade and energy supplies. For the Yemeni government, the core issue remains unchanged. There can be no sustainable peace while state sovereignty is violated and external interference continues. The latest developments highlight a growing reality. Yemen's peace process remains deeply vulnerable, and without real guarantees to stop foreign interference and Houthis' escalation, path to peace may become even more difficult.
That was the news bulletin from SABA satellite channel from Marib. Thank you for watching and have a good time.
Have a good time.